What if Disney didn't just forget these characters, but wanted you to forget them? These characters weren't just scrapped, they were erased, and what they reveal changes everything. These aren't just background extras or side characters. These were family members, royal figures, and potential heirs to the Pride Lands. Characters Disney deliberately left out of the spotlight. Some were written, drawn, even given backstories, only to be discarded or buried so deep in the lore that even lifelong fans forget they existed, but not anymore. Today we're uncovering 7 characters Disney wants you to forget existed. From Simba's erased son to a forgotten queen, each of these lost figures tells a deeper, sometimes darker story that challenges everything we thought we knew about the Lion King legacy. The Lion King franchise spans decades, from the original 1994 classic to sequels, remakes, TV shows, and even books. Disney built a kingdom full of characters, legends, and untold drama. But not all characters made it to the big screen. Some were cut during development. Others were introduced in semi-canon books or side media, only to be forgotten when Disney shifted direction. And a few were buried because they raised uncomfortable questions about legacy, lineage, and betrayal in the royal family. Let's dive deep into the forgotten lore of Pride Rock and uncover 3 hidden patterns: lost bloodlines, erased childhoods, and silenced queens. 1. Uru, the Forgotten Queen. Before Mufasa, there was another ruler, and before Sarabi, there was Uru. According to semi-canon sources like The Lion King, 6 New Adventures, Uru is the mother of Mufasa and Scar. She was queen of the Pride Lands, married to Ahadi, and often depicted as a wise, strong lioness who tried to keep peace between her sons. So why doesn't she appear anywhere in the films? Disney never acknowledged Uru in the official cinematic timeline. She was quietly left out of all major media, even as Scar and Mufasa's rivalry became central to the franchise. Some believe this was intentional. Including Uru would raise questions about Scar's true upbringing and the fairness of royal succession. Was Scar truly evil, or did he grow up neglected by a mother who favored his brother? She didn't just vanish. She was never meant to be remembered. Fans have turned Uru into a tragic figure, a queen who watched her family fall apart, unable to stop it. And Uru wasn't the only lioness to be quietly erased. Another one, though lesser known, offered Nala a chance at a different destiny. 2. Ni, a rogue lion that met Nala. Ni only appears in one of the 6 New Adventures books, but his brief presence left a lasting impression. He's a rogue lion who helps Nala and her friend escape danger. Strong, mysterious, and kind-hearted, Ni stood out from the usual rogues. Some fans saw him as a potential love interest for Nala before she reunited with Simba. Others believe Ni could have been a future threat to the throne had he remained in the Pride Lands. But after that single appearance, Ni vanished. Did Disney really forget him? Or did they decide his existence asked too many questions? Disney likely dropped him to avoid complicating Nala's story. Giving her another suitor would clash with her eventual pairing with Simba. Still, Ni's presence hints at a larger world beyond Pride Rock, a world of outlanders, allies, and untold adventures. And speaking of the royal line, not every forgotten character was a stranger. Some carried the blood of kings. 3. Ahadi, the king who broke the bloodline. You've heard of Mufasa, but who ruled before him? Who was Ahadi, really? A wise ruler, or the reason Scar turned bitter? Meet Ahadi, a character from the extended lore, said to be the father of both Mufasa and Scar. He appears in The Lion King. 6 New Adventures, portrayed as a stern but fair king, trying to mediate the growing rift between his sons. But here's where it gets complicated. Descriptions of Ahadi differ between sources. Some depict him with a golden mane like Mufasa. Others suggest he resembled Scar, raising fan theories that Ahadi may have treated Scar, then known as Taka, unfairly. This possible favoritism could explain Scar's bitterness and eventual betrayal. Disney never canonized Ahadi, likely to avoid giving Scar a sympathetic origin, but removing him from the films also removed critical context about the royal family's past and the cycle of rivalry that led to Mufasa's death. Ahadi remains a shadow king, a ruler whose choices shaped a tragedy. He was the first in a line of erased rulers, and his grandson would suffer the same fate. Fourth, Copa, the Lion King Disney buried. If you're shocked so far, just wait until you hear who Scar might have called son. You probably remember Simba's daughter, Kiara, from The Lion King 2, Simba's pride. But did you know Simba originally had a son? Copa was introduced in the officially licensed book series, The Lion King, 6 New Adventures, published shortly after the original film. As the Crown Prince, Copa was brave, curious, and a spitting image of young Simba. So what happened? When Disney developed Simba's pride, they replaced Copa with Kiara. No explanation, no acknowledgement. It's like he never existed. He didn't just disappear, he was replaced. Fans theorize that Copa may have been killed by Zira, which would explain Simba's overprotectiveness and deep distrust of the outsiders. Others believe Disney feared the implications of showing a prince who might have met a tragic end, something too dark for a sequel aimed at younger audiences. To this day, Copa remains one of the biggest mysteries in Lion King lore, a lost heir erased from history, and Simba wasn't the only one with a lost family member. Nala's story too was once much deeper. 5. Mitu, Nala's scrapped brother. Nala wasn't always an only child. Early production materials for The Lion King included a character named Mitu, Nala's younger brother. He was meant to be a playful cub who idolized Simba and added depth to Nala's backstory. Storyboards even showed Mitu in scenes where he was nearly killed by hyenas until Nala and Simba rescued him. But as the story evolved, Mitu was dropped. His existence was erased before animation began. Why? Possibly to keep the narrative tight or avoid complicating Nala's motivations, but his removal left Nala with no family, making her arc feel oddly disconnected compared to Simba's royal lineage. Some fans still believe Mitu was meant to highlight the suffering of the Pride Lands under Scar, especially if he had died young. Others think he was cut because his survival would require explaining why he didn't appear in Simba's pride. He didn't fail to fit the story. The story was rewritten to exclude him. Like Mitu, there were others in Simba's circle, cubs who vanished from the official version of his childhood. 6. Kula and Chumi, Simba's lost childhood friends. In The Lion King, 6 New Adventures, young Simba has 2 friends, Kula and Chumi. They join him on adventures, tease him, and even train with him in the Pride Lands. These characters gave Simba a sense of community, showing he wasn't as alone as he seemed in the original film. But neither Kula nor Chumi made it into the movie. Why? We may never know. Disney streamlined Simba's childhood, focusing only on Nala and his journey with Timon and Pumbaa. The result? Kula and Chumi were erased from existence. Some fans believe Kula had a crush on Simba, and cutting her removed a potential romantic triangle. Others think Disney simply didn't want to expand the Pride Lands cast more than necessary. Like Uru, Kula is another female character whose role was erased, despite her emotional impact on Simba's story. But not every forgotten character was erased out of pity or oversight. Some were buried for darker reasons that challenged the legacy of the throne itself. 7. Nuka, Scar's secret son? Which of these forgotten characters surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. In The Lion King II, Simba's Pride, we meet Nuka, the scruffy, jealous eldest son of Zira. He's obsessed with earning his mother's approval, and constantly overshadowed by Kovu, Zira's chosen heir. But there's one detail fans can't ignore: Nuka's resemblance to Scar. His dark mane, green eyes, even his sarcastic tone echo Scar's personality. And although Disney never confirms it, many believe Nuka was Scar's biological son. So why deny it? Possibly because acknowledging Scar had children would complicate the narrative. It would raise questions about legacy, bloodlines, and why Kovu, not Nuka, was chosen to follow in Scar's paw prints. Nuka didn't just crave approval, he craved identity. Nuka's tragic death only adds to the theory: a bitter prince, unloved and unacknowledged, dying in a desperate bid for validation. While Nuka hasn't been forgotten, he plays a visible role in the sequel. Many fans believe Disney has deliberately avoided confirming his true parentage. If he was Scar's son, that would change everything about the royal bloodline, and about Scar's legacy. So perhaps it's not that Disney forgot Nuka, it's that they never wanted us to look too closely. Imagine them now: Uru watching over her sons, Copa walking beside Simba, Nuka, alone in the shadows. They were all part of the Pride Lands, until they weren't. So what does it mean when Disney erases a character? Sometimes it's about storytelling, other times it's about control. Each of these forgotten figures offers a glimpse into a richer, more complex Pride Lands, one filled with rivalries, tragedies, and unresolved legacies. By removing them, Disney didn't just simplify the story, they silenced entire threads of lore that fans are still eager to explore. A forgotten prince, a hidden queen, a rival son. Now that you know they existed, the question is, do you think they should be brought back into the light? Which of these characters surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments.